I'm not even going to hide the fact that I just filmed another video with red lipstick in this exact same spot. Because I pre-filmed my video, so judge me all you want. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Allison, and today we're going to be talking about character motivation. Now, I really like talking characters, and one factor of a character is their motivation within the story. So I have 5 kind of, not tips, some of them are tips, but just topic points that I wanted to go over about character motivation. This can help you define the motivation of your character, or can find the plot hole that your character doesn't have motivation and needs a little more. So let's just get right into it with our first bullet point. First one I wanted to talk about is kind of the easiest to me, and that is knowing the character's end goal. Because the end goal and their motivation should coincide. Finding that niche of what your character wants. Another example is Harry in the last book, or movie, either way. The end goal is to destroy Voldemort. That is the high stake goal that they all have to go towards, or they are going to die and they're going to lose this wizarding war. So finding that character goal, it could be a unified goal between all of the characters, or it could be a goal that only one of them has, say betray someone, or you know, something like that. It doesn't all have to be uniformed, but it can be. The next bullet point I have is what is their want, need, / risk factor. So what I mean by this is, what do they want in the end? What do they need to get there? And what are they risking to get that goal? This is a big factor when it comes to motivation for a character, because there are multiple things that could be a risk factor. There's multiple things a character could risk, there's multiple things that characters could want, and there's multiple things that a character could need. So let's go with our beloved Clary Frey. She wants her mother back from Valentine. Easy enough. That is her want. Her need is she needs Jace, Isabel, and Alec to help her navigate through the shadow hunting world. That is her need. Her risk factor is potentially dying to demons or other things like shadow hunters, exposing her secret of having a special power, and also losing Jace. Those are risks that she all has. She doesn't want to lose Jace because she's in love with him. She doesn't want to lose her mother. That is another risk, that she quite possibly could lose her mother. She doesn't want to die and lose her life, because then it would be all for nothing and she would never see the end result. So finding those little niches that are kind of subconscious in a person really helps build a character. And that leads me straight into the third bullet point. These subconscious things are giving your character credibility. So because they have a risk and we're attached to that risk, your character is more believable and more devoted to the character, so they don't want anything to happen to them. Or maybe they do, and maybe this character is evil and they do want something to happen to them. They do want the bad character to die. But most of the time we're talking about main characters, and most of the time our main characters aren't villains, though I do like a good villainous main character. It's one of my favorites. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to say our character is going up against the big bad. And having fears, wants, needs, and a motivation to get to the end goal really just unifies the story and allows us to be able to see an end in sight. Now, the end doesn't have to end at the first book if it's a series, but we should get a little bit of resolution or a little bit of a niche to go on to the next book. You want to hook the reader. You want to get them to want to buy the next book, and so they can read exactly what you want. That's a little bit more of a marketing standpoint. I took a marketing seminar online recently, so I've kind of been in that marketing headspace, but that is also something that you have to think about. Your buyability for your books. I could make a whole talk about marketing for books and talking about how authors market within their novels. If that's something you'd like me to share with you guys, let me know down below. I would really like to do that video. I might do it even if no one wants it. So either way, we're probably going to see it. But let me know down below if you want to see that. Getting back on track with bullet point number 4, I want to talk about unconscious and conscious motivations. So an unconscious motivation can be more of a feeling, and if you're writing in first person, you probably get these motivations more clearly because you're in the character's mind. But if you're in third person, you probably will see this in actions, as in protecting the one they love, or simple just gestures, or even them saying it out loud. That is more, that would be your conscious though. But third person is a little bit more difficult to show those motivations. I don't really write third person, but I've been dabbling in it recently. But you can have unconscious motivations that even the character might not know, but the reader knows. So a slight brush of the hand to pull the loved one away from a fight, or a friend from the fight, whatever you want to have happen, or just those slight little things that show that the character cares about something and they don't want to risk that something. So that's more unconscious. Unconscious is actually very hard to write, and I don't often understand it because it just happens. It's more of a natural writing process thing, but conscious is more of they're stating it. I don't want you to die. I don't want you to go to this fight. I'm scared for your life. Those kind of sentences I'm using, like if we were talking about like losing a loved one, or like stating something to a loved one, because that's a lot of the time the motivation in YA is losing someone or losing something. So that's just the easiest example I can give. So your conscious structure, the reader knows because the main character has stated it for them, or they've said it in their head very adamantly, like a statement. This is what I'm not willing to risk. This is how I'm going to get away from that risk being taken. That is that. This way, the reader adamantly knows that motivation. They know the risk factor that goes towards the end goal. As you can see, they all kind of stack up. You have an end goal, you have a risk, you have a motivation to not allow that risk to happen or to allow that risk. Again, depending on your character, you could do whatever you want. And the last bullet point I have is motivations can grow and change with the story. So for me, one of my main characters has a motivation at the beginning of Dark Radiance, and throughout the course of the book into the second book, her motivation changes. And this is oftentimes very seen in YA novels. For example, the Selection series, originally America did not want to win the crown. That was adamantly her end goal, to get sent home as soon as possible. But as the series goes on, she kind of realizes, hey, I might want Maxon. I might want him. Who knows? I don't really know because I'm America's singer. But that's what I'm saying. Her motivation grew with her as her character arced, and also it changed with the plot. As the plot grew, as the risks grew, as she learned more about herself, her idea of what she wanted changed. And that's totally fine. Your character's motivation and end goal can change, and the motivation for that end goal could change. Say you have a warrior who has been trained to kill the prince. Her job as this warrior assassin is to kill the prince, and she has to go and kill him. Uh-oh, when I get there, I fall in love with the prince. So now my motivation is to hide the fact that I'm in love with the prince, get away with not killing the prince and keeping it a secret that he is not dead, and also not having like other assassins come kill us both. I am motivated because I am in love with this person to not get us killed and to hide the fact that we are in love. Also, my end goal might be to take out all of the assassins. Who knows? That might be my end goal. But at the moment, it's just to get us all not killed. Her motivation changed because she fell in love. I like romance, can you tell? I'm a romance junkie, so that's why everything goes back to romance. I hope this helped a little bit about character motivation. I could talk about characters all day, every day. It's my favorite thing to do. I would love to teach a class about characters one day, and character development and character motivation. It's just so much fun to me, and I think it all ties right into creating a well-rounded, good, hardcore character that is able to stand up for what they believe in and stand in the story strong. So yeah, if there's anything else you'd like to add to me, leave them down below so I can see and also so others can see. Also, if you liked my content or you liked this video, give this video a thumbs up and hit the red subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can join the Wonderland fam. And I will see you next time, loves. Bye!